My name's John. I sell Carli suspension and liquid spring. I want to see your rough country do this. Tool.
Oh my gosh, look at this thing. There's stuff everywhere. Everything's all messed up and wedged up, and you said you were taking it to church.
I mean, all my tools stayed on the peg.
God, dog.
I just don't think you did a very good job putting them in there.
Oh man, it exploded.
We got a big old mess.
Yeah.
We blasted the cap off of it, and oh, we could have had a fire.
Yeah.
It could have been exciting. Liquid Springs and Carli Pintop, two completely different companies, and they compete in a whole different segment. Let's talk about the differences between the two. If you're looking to be out on the ranch and want an extremely smooth ride like you're in the Lincoln or the Cadillac, Liquid Springs is gonna do it. If you wanna do it at 100 miles an hour, that's where you need to take a look at the Carli Pintop. So both were extremely impressive today. We built some bigger berms, some bigger jumps, ran the trucks through the gauntlets, and what we found is the Liquid Springs almost felt like you couldn't jump the truck. It was so smooth when you hit these berms and the launch ramps, it just absorbed it and just floated you right over, almost like you were on a big boat just slowly hitting waves. The small bumps, you didn't feel the chatter, it just lined it out. When we took the corner on the berm, and a lot of these banked in and banked out corners, the truck stayed nice and level. The steering angle sensor would change, it would load up the outside corner of these struts and help lean us into the corner. Now both of these trucks have Carli sway bars, so they have great aftermarket sway bars on them, but the main difference with this Carli Pintop is designed to go fast. If you want that really smooth, stable ride at high speeds, check out the Carli Pintop kit. So what we're gonna get is a front shock that can allow you to jump the truck. It handles those quick whoops, so it's gonna keep those tires firmly planted on the ground. It is firmer, so you're gonna notice those bumps more. If you're trying not to spill your coffee, check out the Liquid Springs. If you wanna go fast, Carli's gonna get you there. So I'm not a big fan of warm-ups. I don't stretch, I just go straight to the sprint. So on the warm-up lap, I think we hit it harder than we did any other laps. It was hard enough that Ty, I think, was definitely scared. I've never heard him scream before. And we were in his truck, so I wasn't worried about it breaking. If it was my truck, I probably would have gone just a little bit slower. As far as components, the only thing we found so far, which we're gonna go to the shop, put on the lift, is it looks like we popped our upper ball joint, caster shims, a little bit loose. I think we landed so hard on a couple of the jumps, we pushed the ball joints up, maybe bent a tie rod, but overall, we put this thing through as hard of a test as you could put it through. I really thought the airbags were gonna go off. Our ABS light is now on. Ty, I think, was just completely in shock.
Our ABS light.
Our ABS light was on, is on.
Along with everything else, kind of lit up like a Christmas tree in there.
I think I caught Ty a little bit off guard. I think he thought this was gonna be a little bit slower paced. I'm not sure he even had a seatbelt on. I think he reached over and it was locked, and so he's trying to put the seatbelt on as we're running the Baja over here. You know, my truck was real comfortable going 30, 40 foot, which is pretty fast for off-road driving. You know, most people are gonna be going 10, 15 miles an hour. Ty's truck, we took it through, hit speeds of around 80 on some of the straightaways, 50 to 60 through some of those corners, which the factory truck could only handle about 15 to 20 through the corner. Liquid Spring did great. I cruised 30, 40 through those corners, all four wheels nicely planted on the ground. Excellent ride control, no body roll, but going through the jumps is where I really noticed the Carli suspension doing the best job.
John's being generous. At one point, I mean, we were 30, 40 feet from landing from jump to jump there. There was a lot happening. We got into a little bit of a bucking scenario over here. At one point, I really did think the airbags were gonna go off, get a little out of hand. But after we got, you know, going on it a good few times, it was great. I mean, if you're really gonna take something and abuse it off-road and use it to its full capabilities, especially in a 1-ton truck that, you know, weighs 11,000 pounds, Carli's definitely the way to go. I think that your Liquid Springs has got a lot more smoothness and maneuverability out of that system, and there's some pretty cool options that you can utilize that Liquid Springs for sure.
Coming through the whoop section, about 40 miles an hour was literally all a driver could handle without having a 5-point harness and, you know, 30-inch travel suspension. There's just no way to physically go any faster. We were looking at the cab because I swore the back of that bed probably hit the cab. If it didn't, it was super close. So we came down through the whoop several times. We were only able to hit the last jump going about 30 to 40 miles an hour. tire, which gave us a good, 10 to 12 foot launch. Well, it just wasn't enough. I felt like I wasn't testing that suspension to its full capability, so we made another hot lap. We bypassed all of the whoops, got up to 75 miles an hour, hit this jump, which the jump was not squared to us, so I had to get the back end around just a little bit to try to hit it square. So our landing was a little rough from takeoff to first tire mark. Let's measure this real quick. I got a tape measure. We're gonna see how far this actually was.
So we can see exactly where the hitch actually dug in to the ground. That was kind of the landing mark on it.
This truck is sitting 14 inches off the ground, so when we made our landing here twice, we drug that rear receiver hitch. So it's pretty amazing getting front tire launching almost 50 feet, rear tire launching 30 plus feet. Nice smooth landing. All right, come give me a spot over here.
That's where the hitch actually hit the ground there.
So just step on that right there. Yeah. Okay, so on our 75 mile an hour launch, we have receiver hitch contact to the ground at 39 feet. Front tires from leaving the ground. Front tires are somewhere right here at around 51 feet. So pretty impressive for an 11,000 pound Super Duty. I don't know, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I can't say I've found anybody that has jumped a 11,000 pound Super Duty 30 to 50 feet and it survived. Camera angles, as you know, especially if you're in the mountains, always take away the drastic feeling to the shot. But I can tell you from inside the seat, there was some G-force going on. There was definitely some driver skill involved, lots of control. The crowd was wild. I mean, the crowd was going crazy out here when we had them. I think we wore them out and they all went home. But we were amazed, we are gonna tow it home just because we don't want to ruin the tires, but I was anticipating coming out here, doing these activities and having bent axles, blown airbags. I mean, we were planning for the worst and I'm really impressed. Matt's gonna build some bigger jumps for us. I told him we need more. Every time we come out here, we're gonna get some more. Well, it was a good day. We didn't tear too much stuff up. We learned a lot about the trucks. This is a topic that's not touched often. There's not many people that want to run the risk of damaging something. The only reason we did it is not because I didn't care about breaking something, but because we feel the products we install truly enhance the performance of the truck. They're not the cheapest products out there, but when you spend the money on them, you get what you pay for. These products are worth the money. Now we just need to find some better ball joints.
Yes, definitely. Everything that we break or mess up, we're going to try our best to put the biggest and baddest system to combat that.
If any of you guys watching sell some type of bulletproof ball joint, send us a direct message. Let us know what your product is. We'll try it out. We're going to be back. We're going to fix Ty's truck, maybe do a couple little upgrades, get out here, catch some bigger air, some bigger bumps. So stay tuned and find out how far we can push these things.